to the rebuke of the wise than listen to the song of fools. And we're rebuking you hard right now. If you had any damn sense, you stop playing them fucking drums and listen to what the Lord got written in the scriptures and what's written in the prophecies. If you had any fucking common sense. But that's why the Lord said his people are foolish, they're impudent, they're hard-hearted, they're sottish, they're everything the Lord hates, man. They're stiff-necked. The Most High don't got you deluded like this and in a strong delusion because he loves you, man. It's because he's bound to his prophecy, alright? And once that prophecy and that time period for it to come to pass does, the Lord said he's gonna mock when your fear coming. He's gonna laugh. So the Most High is gonna be joyous to see you fucking niggas go. And so are we.
It says, wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is, and be not drunk with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit.
Be filled with the Spirit. Be filled with the Spirit. What's that? That's the scriptures. That's the truth. Because before you could really get into other philosophies for the sake of proving that they're false, right? You gotta have some sort of grounding, man. You gotta have some sort of grounding. You gotta have a strong foundation in this truth. Alright? You can't be talking outside the scriptures. It's one thing to make a mistake, it's another thing to make it your damn doctrine, man. If it's not in this book, you have no business speaking on it. Alright? Or getting involved with it. If you can't filter whatever information you have through the scriptures, then it's useless. The only pure word, the only pure book we got is the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, which just happens to be the King James Bible, man. Alright?
This is Ephesians 6 verse, it's like 5 verse 7. Verse 6, let no man deceive you with vain words.
Yeah, let no man deceive you with vain words. An example of that is, it don't matter what you believe. You gotta respect everybody's beliefs. Fuck that. There's a lie, and then there's the truth. And there's a difference. There's a difference. Go ahead.
For because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience.
Yeah, the children of disobedience is the nation of Israel, man. 2/3 of this nation. Because that's the mentality our people have been molded through that wine, through that philosophy, through that poison of the so-called white man to believe that it's 2013, respect everybody, there's no right, there's no wrong. Alright? If you want to learn about God, go to the church. Alright? I can go on, I can give you many examples, man. Oh, you can't judge me. So when does the scripture say that? The scriptures say, be careful what judgment for which ye judge. Why? Because you got a lot of our people fucking in that spirit of hypocrisy, being hypocrites, man. We don't tell you not to defile your temple if we're doing the same thing. We tell you because we're not doing them things. That old man that once was is gone, is dead. We're dead to sin. We're dead to sin meaning what? Meaning we try our damnedest not to fucking go off. Because we know the consequences if we do. Do you understand that?
It says, be not ye part.
And we stand up for what we believe in. Why do you think we're out here in the fucking cold, man? Dealing with that bullshit. Them damn loud ass drunks, man. That annoying ass shit. Alright? Why do you think we put up with the scoffers, man? I love coming out here, man. There's nothing else that we should be doing. Realistically, there's nothing else that we should be doing. The whole duty of man is to keep the commandments. This is part of the commandment. To go out to the highways and hedges. And our job as men in the spirit and as prophets, okay, according to the ability that's been given it to us from Yahweh Shai, is not over until this place has been eradicated, destroyed, decimated, all right, and a desolation, and we're up in the chariots. And even then we got work to do. We got to round up the nations, man.
It says, be not ye therefore partakers with them.
Yeah, be ye therefore not partakers with them. That's plain, man. I don't got love for no wicked Dominican, or wicked so-called Puerto Rican, or wicked so-called African American, or wicked so-called Native American. I don't love you. I don't love you, man. If you're not for me, then you must be against me. Can two walk together lest they be agreed? Hell no, man. There's gonna be all kinds of contention and problems. Alright?
This is Matthew.
Look at all these guys that fell out the truth, man. Because they have problems with the elders, they have problems with the doctrine being taught, because they lack understanding. Look at the type of backstabbing they do, man. Taking money, lying on different brothers, man. Not willing to admit when they're wrong. And then talking all kinds of shit. You mean I'm supposed to love that? Fuck that, man. That's crazy. That's not what's in the scriptures. My enemy is when this brother kicked the damn back of my heel and make me fall on the street. Man, brother, watch where you're going. Because why? Because for a moment, you know, he did something I dislike, you know. Generally, it's on a carnal level anyway. So just for that moment, he became my enemy, you know. Basically, we had a disagreement. Well, man, if you ain't walking so damn slow, you know, I want to kick the back of your foot. Actually, that happens all the time to me and this brother, you know. Go ahead.
Matthew 12, verse 30. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad.
Yeah, read that again. And you got a lot of men claiming to be Israelites in that spirit. Okay, read.
Matthew 12, verse 30. He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me.
He that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad. General Yohanan, Nate, Satan, that's scattering the flock. They're not bringing them in so that they could receive repentance, because they're not teaching the proper doctrines. There's leavening in the doctrines that's causing Israel to err. Okay? I mean, didn't they read Ezekiel when it says that if you don't teach our people the right thing, that their blood is on your hands? Did you miss that part of the scriptures? So you're just condemning and damning yourself. All right, we ain't just looking for any so-called brother on the street, man. We're looking for the elect. That's the difference between us and them other guys, is they want everybody to join that flock, man. No matter who you are. We're being diligent in considering that there's only an elect, man. All right? Yeah, it's strange at first, like, oh man, that's a lot of people that gotta die. But that's the truth. All right? That's just what it is. That's what the Lord set up, man. And it's His will. It's not our will. So we got to concern ourselves with only those men that are, you know, humble, meek, and willing to hear this thing.
Ephesians 5 verse 7. Be not ye therefore partakers with them. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord.
Yeah, man, there was a time where we were ignorant. We didn't know nothing. We didn't know the truth. Hell, we didn't know what was going on. We were doing all kinds of wicked things. All right? That we shouldn't have been doing. Getting tattoos, whatever, man. But we didn't continue down that path once coming into the light or coming into the truth. Like I said, you know, I made this testimony many times. When I first started hearing about the truth, you know, the guy that I started learning like about who Esau was and who Jacob was, he kept trying to tell me that, man, this might be too heavy for you. You know, you might not accept this. I'm like, nah, man, I want to hear what you got to say. You know, and everything that he said, he was able to prove out of the Bible. That was the first time that I actually had somebody, an Israelite, go through the scriptures and be able to back up the things that they were saying in the scriptures, you know? Like completely. And it gave me different examples, man. And I took that right to the heart, you know? I'm like, damn, man, this ain't the truth. So my spirit, after that, man, my faith in this thing just grown, you know? My dedication has grown. I'm very, very passionate when it comes to this truth, man. I'm very, very passionate. All right, and I just pray and I hope that, you know, I partake in the mercy or the salvation that the Most High got in store for the elect.
It says,
but that's not, you ain't gonna get deemed if you tie yourself in with the unbelievers or be unequally yoked with the unbelievers. All right? That's not going to get you redeemed. Doesn't the scripture say, if hand join hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished? So you got to separate yourself from the world and the evil men and women that are partakers of the world. Hence, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. You gotta separate yourself. As a matter of fact, that's what the Lord not coming to separate. So before that happens, before the Lord makes that final cut, you gotta figure what side you want to be on, man. Before this destruction comes.
It says, for ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord.
Yeah, we're light in the world because the Lord allowed us to receive the truth. Go ahead. That was a gift from the Most High for us to even come to the understanding that we do now. Go ahead.
But now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of the light.
Walk as children of the light. Walk as children of the light. That's why the men in the world, man, they can't stand us. They talk all kinds of shit. That's another reason why we know that we can't mess with them like that, man. You know? You know, you might, you know, say, hey, what up, you know, talk to them for a second or whatever, but you can't trust them, man. They can't be trusted. Like, ultimately, I'm going to say this. When it comes down to it, if I'm going to choose somebody in the world, or when it comes down to it, if I had to make a choice of somebody out in the world or the brethren, who do you think I'm going to choose? I'm going to choose the brethren, man. Because I know that they're willing to die for me, and it's one and the same. We're part of the same body. These people are not part of my family. They're not part of my body, man. They're not willing to go the distances with me. And yes, it comes down to belief, man. And what kind of person you are. Look at the disciples. The disciples gave up what? Everything. That's a clear example of how we are supposed to be in this time. Giving up everything, family, wives, riches, everything. If you don't hate your own life, You can't even be the Lord's disciple. How about that? And the majority of our people, they love their lives, even though they're in the lowest state that they've ever been in, living in this society and way. They still love their lives, man. We fucking hate our lives. The only thing that lifts our spirits and brings us out of a depressive state is the fact that we got these prophecies to look forward to, which is the good news. All right? And that the kingdom is coming. That even say we don't make it, the kingdom's still coming, and we'll be in the kingdom. We got that hope, we got that faith that those things are coming. Go ahead.
Titus chapter 2 verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded in all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works.
Read that again from the top.
Titus chapter 2 verse 6. Young men likewise exhort to be sober-minded.
Exhort to be sober-minded. So to strongly encourage and urge and caution, all right, those that you talk to and even yourself, man, because you got to examine yourself, right? To be in that same spirit, to be sober-minded. All right? Be sober-minded. Go ahead.
It says, in all things showing thyself a pattern.
And that doesn't mean you can't drink alcohol, man. All right, that don't mean you can't drink alcohol. You can't enjoy some wine, or you can't enjoy some strong drink, man. All right, that's not what that means.
In the margin it says discreet.
That's right. To be sober, you know, you stick with the brother. You study to show thyself approved. You keep yourself, you know, out of trouble, so to speak. Don't get caught up out in the world, man. It's too much bullshit. All right. So much bullshit out there.
Verse 7. In all things showing thyself a pattern of...
It's like, and it's about to say, showing yourself a pattern of good works. That's like, none of us, we ain't concerned about no damn Black Friday. Camping out at some fucking Walmart parking lot to get a good deal on a fucking television, man. If I want a television so bad, I'll just buy a fucking television any damn day. You know? I'm not gonna rush to the damn store. Camp, you know, the hell with that, man. Sober-minded, all right, doing things that are spiritual.
It says, in all things showing thyself a pattern of good works and doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity. Sound speech that cannot be condemned.
Sound speech that cannot be condemned. So that's what? That's strictly the truth. Sound speech that cannot be condemned. Right? That's what we teach, man. Sound speech. You can't condemn anything that we say. You could just basically disagree. You could scoff, but you can't actually condemn it. This is the words of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You can't condemn the truth. He that believeth not is condemned already. So really, all you're doing is condemning yourself, but you ain't condemning us nor the truth. Bringing upon yourself swift destruction.
Says, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed.
Yeah. All right. So basically, he that is of the contrary part might be ashamed. That's the 2/3. That's those that are against you. Those that oppose the truth. Because they're gonna be ashamed when destruction comes. And all them that seen the signs of the destruction, the martial law, the concentration camps, and laughed, said, yeah, okay. Had that mentality, man. Most High gonna deal with you terribly. And he's gonna allow the so-called white man to bring upon you all kinds of evil. you ain't gonna think much of the so-called white man when he starts shutting down the damn highways. All right, you can't get in or out of the city, and then you can't buy no damn fucking groceries from the grocery store. All right, you ain't gonna think much then when you got your family starving, and you see your children starving, you see your siblings, your brothers or your sisters starving.
Still speaks that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed.
Yeah, what part of America is in a $17 trillion debt and collapsing as we speak can you condemn? Woe unto him that laid himself with thick clay. See, we can back that up. We can back that America is in a heavy debt and can't get itself out. There's no bond for her pain. See, we can prove everything that we say. Everything. And that's sound speech. The only thing next, but the only level or stage for Babylon to go through is that destruction. That level of chaos. All right? One against another. Everybody against everybody. You know? Except the elect. The elect are going to stay in that body. See, right now, these people, you know, are in that so-called Mary spirit. So they put on that bullshit charade, you know? You know, that's a fucking hilarious transition. Black Friday, everybody fucking killing each other. Then Christmas come along and everybody season's greetings, Merry Christmas. You know what I'm saying? So those are fucking hypocrites, man. All these people are nothing but hypocrites. Like I said before, that's why you can't trust them. So not everybody's a brother, man. The spirit of the holidays. You mean the spirit of Satan, all right? Y'all are under the vibration of the spiritual demon Satan. See, we're going to stay in one body. The elect are going to stick into the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. We're going to stay in the same body.
Sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you.
Having no evil thing. Because they can't say nothing bad about us, man. They can't say nothing bad about us. We're in the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. What can they possibly say? What are they going to call us? Like some of the names, niggas in cloth, make fun of how we look, you know? The Most High ain't justifying us by the way we look. So them things that you say about us, we can care less. We're not hypocrites. And we're not looking to please anybody out here. My salvation don't rely on these pieces of shit out here, man. My salvation relies on if the Most High sees that my deeds are acceptable enough to receive that mercy. So I'm looking to please Him. That's why the Lord said, or excuse me, the scriptures say, seek ye out your own salvation. So you got to be looking to make sure that you're doing what's acceptable in the sight of the Most High, not what's acceptable in my sight. All right? And the elders, they went through it. They laid down the groundwork, okay? They planted them seeds. They gave you the breakdowns. They gave you the essentials, man. So that the Spirit, that the Lord can open your mind, the Spirit can work with you, you know? You can become a teacher, teach the right things, you know? Go ahead.
So Ephesians chapter 5, verse 8. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
Yeah, proving what's acceptable unto the Lord, man. I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know, I can give many examples. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Proving what's acceptable. A lot of y'all claiming to be Israelites don't even got a concept of what the Lord would consider acceptable, man. Though it's written, it's written.
what is acceptable to the Lord, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Rather reprove them. So you see something that somebody's doing, out in the nation of Israel. You got to reprove that. That's what we do out here, man. We're here to give you correction, all right, and to teach. Really, our main thing is to teach you how to conduct yourself in a proper manner, and that's no differently or no different than how we conduct ourselves when we're not out here, Like when I'm out here the whole time, man, I look at these buildings and I think to myself, man, I can't wait till the Most High bring this shit fucking down. It's the same thoughts I have every single day, every minute, It's really not, I'll say it is, there's never a day where I don't think about the destruction, and there's hardly a minute that doesn't go by that I don't think about the destruction. Or how I want this kingdom to end already, man. You got a precept? Here you go.
It says to have no fellowship with unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Rather reprove them. Yeah, like, hey man, don't even waste your time going to fucking school and investing all that time and money when they ain't gonna teach you anything anyways. America's about to be destroyed and you're worried about becoming a doctor or a lawyer or get involved with Hollywood. Alright? Because you're supposed to, when you become on a level of a teacher, you're supposed to be trying spirits, right? To see whether they are of the Most High. And there's proper ways of even doing that. Like I'll give y'all an example of myself. Like I was in the spirit, like trying to save basically every Israelite, but that only ends up blowing up in your face. That's why you gotta, try, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. You gotta kind of give them little, little pieces, milk. Small things that if you see that they can't even really grasp, don't even bother about going into the other things, Go ahead. So rather reprove them. So you gotta have some sense of correction. If they don't want to receive it, that's on them. Somebody give me. Yeah, I quoted it earlier. Ezekiel the 3rd chapter. You can stick with what you got. Let Zion get. Keep reading what you got.
It's Ephesians chapter 5, verse 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. But all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light. For whatsoever doeth make manifest is light. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest and arise from the dead, and Yahweh shall give thee light.
John. Yeah, so
2 minutes.
So
1 minute.
Awake ye thou that sleepest and arise to the light. So that's us warning you of the dangers. That's you being aware and coming into the truth, rehearsing, each and every single day to strip off that old man and be renewed in the spirit. Y'all gotta switch out the camera again?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17.
Yeah, there's duty and responsibility that comes with this truth.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
Yeah, the same wicked man is going to die in his iniquity. Alright? And that's what? That's 2/3. They're going to die in their iniquity. But you need to, before the Lord could actually judge them, okay, you got to make them aware of what the hell's going on. Because don't the scriptures say that they have a zeal but not according to knowledge? And how shall they know unless they have a teacher? So we're the teachers, man. We're the teachers that the Lord raised up in his spirit to teach other men the truth. But it's really only limited to the elect at the end of the day, because those are the ones that are going to be redeemed and actually come back. Go ahead.
For his blood will I require at thine hand.
Right, because you're talking about how you can pop your woman in the anus. You're talking about how Cornelius isn't an Israelite. Meanwhile, the Lord ain't going to redeem any other nation but Israelites. You're talking about the so-called white man ain't the devil, but the so-called white man's not Esau according to the Bible. Or you're talking about some fucking reptilian bullshit, all right? Or you're talking about whatever vain philosophies. Yeah.